All right, Chris Popper here in Bangor. I'm joined by Mark Shields, head coach of the MDI Trojans in Bar Harbor. Coach, I think it's been, 5 years since we've done a Meet the Coach show and coaches show. And here we are, technology. We don't even have to be next to each other anymore.
Yeah, I guess it's been a while for us, and maybe it's best that we're not in the same room. No.
So,
But yeah, it's fun.
all right. Well, welcome back. You started off the season with an impressive victory uh, down down in Livermore Falls against Spruce Mountain, and then were rewarded with a week off. Tell us what you've done besides cooking lobsters and teaching school.
Yeah, so we had a nice win down there in Livermore Falls against Spruce Mountain. We knew that they were going to be a tough opponent. It is a school that pretty sure MDI has never faced before. Certainly since I've been here, we haven't. Um, Big, strong, fast team, and first game of the year, you just don't know what to expect. And we were able to go down there on the road and get a victory, so that felt pretty good. Um, I was thinking after that game, thank goodness we got the victory, because waiting 2 weeks before your next opponent after a loss would have been pretty difficult. As it is, waiting 2 weeks no matter what can be, but with the bye week, it's nice because it allows us to actually work on some things we normally don't have time for. So my staff and we sat down after the Spruce Mountain game and, thought about how do we want to conduct practice the first week of our 2 weeks. And we all agreed that, focus on skill development and not so much team aspect would be really beneficial to us. So that's what we did. We did a lot of breakdown drills with specific coaches and working on specific skills. And so we did that all the first week. We did a little bit of team, a little prep for Waterville, but not a lot. And then this week, obviously, was more of a typical week where we were, working on some individualized skill, but focusing a lot more on the team aspect, getting ready for Waterville.
Waterville's a good team. MDI's had some success against Waterville in 11-man football, but Waterville is the reigning large man, 8-man large champion, and they've had some impressive victories early on.
Yeah, absolutely. We played Waterville twice last year. It was our first year in 8-man. We had to go down for a regular season game down there, and their starting quarterback wasn't playing that day, and we battled hard, and we ended up losing it in the end, and then we had to go back for our playoff quarterfinal round against them, and yeah, they're a tough team. Their starting quarterback last year, he did graduate, was there, and they beat us by, I think, 10 points by the end of the day. And they didn't graduate a lot of kids. They have a lot of their kids back from last season, and they're 2-0. They beat Ellsworth, and they beat Greeley last weekend. They're fast, they're athletic, they're very well coached. Just looking on tape, you can tell, these kids know what they're doing, and yeah, they're defending champions. So it doesn't get any more exciting for us having an opponent like that come to Bar Harbor, and we'll see how we stack up against the best.
It's nice to play them at home, at least in this first round. I mean, one thing that I've seen is that there are going to be a lot of long bus trips this year. I mean, obviously go to Ellsworth, which is 20 minutes, but you're going down to Yarmouth, down to Lake Region. I mean, there's some long bus trips.
Yep, right. So Spruce Mountain, that took about 3 hours one way. Yarmouth, I have to imagine about the same on a bus as close to Portland. We have to go to Bridgeton, Maine to take on Lake Region. So yeah. I mean, we kind of talked about it, joked about it, that we're going to have to be road warriors this season for sure. And it is nice that Waterville comes to us. I mean, that's not a short trip either. That's probably a couple hours by bus. So yeah, it'd just be nice to have a home home game. I know the kids are really excited to play in front of their home crowd and the band and all that excitement. So yeah, we're looking forward to tomorrow night.
What's the injury situation like? I mean, everybody, it's nice to get through training camp, and then all of a sudden people hit for real, and it can be a little overwhelming.
Yeah, definitely. We're in pretty good shape. We had one player, Jaron Beeker. Jaron is a sophomore, and he was playing some defensive back and wide out for us on offense, and he ended up hurting himself, his upper leg, and so he's kind of on the shelf for a while. But other than Jaron, we're pretty healthy. We have, the typical, as I call them, ooey and owies, but that comes along with playing a contact sport. But yeah, no, we're feeling good and healthy and ready to go.
I think one thing that you were heartened by, and I was very impressed with, was the number of kids that were out for football this that came out back in the middle of August. It seems it's a month ago now, really.
Yeah, there really seems to be a buzz around MDI football right now. Our youth level, our AYS level, we have 3 full teams. So we have a team that goes from 2nd to 4th grade, and they have a full team with coaches. We have our 5th and 6th team, full team with coaches, and then we have our middle school team, the 7-8 team, full team with coaches. I think that team might have 15 kids on their roster, which is good between 2 classes. And then at the high school level right now, we're sitting around 31, 32 kids. And I actually had a couple kids talk to me today that want to come out for the team.
Wow.
And we don't say no. We're promoting football on MDI, and we're excited about it, and we're hoping that this program can sustain itself for many, many years. And so, yeah, the more kids want to play, the door's wide open for them.
I mean, we sit here and laugh. I mean, you and I have done this for a long, long time, and I mean, 31. Holy, we would have died for those numbers when we were when MDI was playing 11-man football.
Yeah, right. I think my last year in 2017, we might have finished the year with upper 20s, maybe
25,
yeah.
maybe right around there.
Yeah, we were hovering around there, and so yeah, so it's great. We're feeling good about it. We're feeling good that kids are getting excited about football again on the island. That honestly, that was one of our big goals coming into this season, is how can we promote football at at all levels at MDI. And we did a barbecue in preseason. We invited the AYS kids, all of them and their coaches, to come with the high school guys. They went out on the practice field and practiced with us. This coming Friday night against Waterville, the AYS kids will be announced before the game, which is really cool. So yeah, we're hoping that people are getting excited about it and more kids want to play football.
What I know you were coaching, not as a head coach, but as an assistant with the 8-man football. What do you like about the 8-man football? It's certainly much more open, and you typically see high scoring games, although obviously you didn't in the 28-26 victory against Spruce Mountain. But I mean, typically they're pretty high scoring.
They are. I didn't know anything about 8-man football, 3 or 4 years ago, and getting through one season last year with 8-man, and now into our second season, we've obviously learned a lot about it. And yeah, it's much more wide open. I think it's fun for the kids to play. I think it's exciting for the fans to watch. And here I am now. I used to be the offensive coordinator when we were 11-man, and me, I was the ground and pound guy. And so now Mark Garner runs our offense, and I run the defense for 8-man. And being a defensive quarter in 8-man, it's definitely a challenge because there's a lot of open space out there. But it's been fun. The kids love it. It's still football. We're still teaching all the same skills. The strategy might be a little different, but not much. And if you're a fan, you're watching it. I know when I started watching my son in middle school play, I went to a game and thought, I'm watching a football game here, right? The kids are out on the field. There's referees out there. the band's going to be playing, the cheerleaders are going to be there, the fans will be. Hopefully, we have a good fan base show up, so it's definitely football.
All right. Anything you want to add? I mean, obviously, you'd love to have a big crowd show up and root on the Trojans in their first game, since October of 2022, so 2021. So it's nice to have football back.
Absolutely, yeah. So if you get a chance to come out tomorrow night, I know it looks like we're gonna have great weather, and it's now finally feels like football weather. There's a
Right.
little
Nip in
crisp in
the
the air.
air.
Yeah, right. The kids yesterday were pretty hot in practice on Wednesday, but I think they'll feel a little better tonight. But yeah, if you can come out and cheer us on, it'd be fabulous. We'd love to see you.
All right, Coach. Best of luck. We're gonna do this. Go back to the coaches show. So we'll meet on Monday afternoon. We'll kind of dissect hopefully an MDI victory, and then we'll do this prior to games going on through the rest of the season. I want to thank you again for joining us and allowing us to get a little insight. So thank you very much.
Absolutely. Thank you.